What if an online advertisement promised you a blood glucose monitor that could measure your blood sugar in just 3 seconds without finger pricks, test strips, or expensive refills? Sounds incredible, right? That's exactly the kind of promise being used to promote Mnyyody.com. But there's a major problem. According to multiple customer complaints, some buyers say they ordered a non-invasive blood glucose monitor and instead received a basic pulse oximeter that doesn't measure blood sugar at all. So is Mnyyody.com a legitimate website, or are shoppers being misled? Let's investigate. The advertisement makes some very impressive claims. It promotes a device supposedly capable of measuring blood sugar, blood pressure, blood oxygen, and heart rate. The marketing also claims 3-second results, no extra costs for test strips, a senior-friendly display, and even a 14-day money-back guarantee. The pitch is designed to sound like a revolutionary medical device that could eliminate the hassle of traditional blood glucose testing. But before believing those claims, we need to look at what customers actually received. And this is where the story gets concerning. A BBB Scam Tracker report filed on July 21, 2026, specifically names Mnyyody. According to the report, the customer ordered 2 units for $49.98 and says the advertisement promised a blood glucose monitor. But just 2 days later, the customer says they were informed that a pulse oximeter had been shipped instead. The customer described it as completely different from what was advertised and reported contacting Chase to stop the payment. The BBB classified the report as a counterfeit product complaint. And that's not the only complaint we found. On Trustpilot, recent 1-star reviews include customers alleging that the advertised non-invasive glucose monitor was replaced with a standard pulse oximeter. One reviewer said they received a standard oximeter with no glucose measurement. Another said the company didn't respond to repeated refund requests. And other reviewers described the product as misleading or poorly made. These are customer allegations, not a court finding that Mnyyody is legally a scam, but the pattern is certainly something potential buyers should take seriously. So what about Mnyyody itself? Interestingly, the website currently presents itself as a general online department store selling products such as kitchen supplies, storage products, travel accessories, and household items. The website lists its company as Zhengzhou Shu E-Commerce Co., Ltd., with an address in Zhengzhou, Hunan Province, China. That's important because some shoppers may assume they're dealing with a UK or American company based on how an advertisement or website is presented. The current contact page, however, identifies a Chinese company and Chinese address. We also found that Mnyyody accepts several major payment methods, including Visa, MasterCard, PayPal, Apple Pay, Google Pay, and Klarna. Having these payment methods doesn't prove a website is trustworthy. Even questionable online stores can use established payment processors. The real issue is whether the product being delivered actually matches what was advertised. And there's another major reason to be careful. This isn't just a cheap gadget. Blood glucose readings can affect real medical decisions. The FDA has specifically warned consumers about products that claim to measure blood glucose without piercing the skin. The FDA says it has not authorized, cleared, or approved smartwatches or smart rings that independently measure or estimate blood glucose without piercing the skin. The agency warns that inaccurate glucose readings can lead to dangerous mistakes in diabetes management. So if a device is advertised as a revolutionary non-invasive glucose monitor, you shouldn't simply trust an online advertisement. Look for legitimate regulatory authorization, credible manufacturer information, independent evidence, and clear documentation. And never use an unverified device to make decisions about insulin or other diabetes.